Let me see. Great second week of practices. We've been really physical. Did a lot of tackling on Monday, and then a lot of tackling today. So did quite a bit of live work, even with the ones. Probably more than what we've done in the past. But I think it's a good look for our guys to get used to this solid defense. And then also for what we want to accomplish in the run game. We have to get out there and make it live in some situations, and we're playing some situational football today, so had some short yardage goal line situations and some 4-minute towards the end of practice, and but for the most part I think the guys are still healthy. Some guys are banged up, and that's going to happen, and so for the first 6 practices I'm really happy with where we're headed. Some really good things that I'm seeing from our players right now, and even the progress that I've seen from day 1 to day 6 in practices and meetings, been really pleased. And so the guys are stepping up and making plays, and that's in all 3 phases. I'm really happy with the way the offense is working, the way the defense is working, and obviously special teams. Really happy with what we're doing right now. So I'll take any questions you guys have.
What's the area of the team that's maybe progressed the most in the first 6 practices?
Oh, the most. If I'm, I think the first thing that came to my mind is our punt teams, and that's probably because Rico's such a great veteran. But it's the emphasis on what we're trying to get done, the details. I think we're way further ahead than we've been. Like to see things like that place kicking, the PATs and field goals be where we want it to be, but we're utilizing all the practice time for it. I think just the way K-Pop's organizing special teams, doing a lot of drill work too. We have an opportunity to see a lot of guys that can participate and have a role in our special teams, and so I think that right there is probably the one that I think is further ahead, and that's probably because K-Pop puts a lot of attention to detail in all of it, and we're getting more guys involved, and we have a good number of people that have done punt in the past.
You had a mystery guy kick number 97. I believe his name's Matthias Dunn.
Yeah.
What's his backstory?
Returned missionary out of Wasatch, and so he's kicked before. We had I think it took him some time to get his legs back and his kicking leg back, and so we were giving him a chance in the competition. I know that him and Will and Justin, those guys are competing right now, so we'll see who steps up and takes the prize. It's up for grabs right now.
You replaced you're replacing a lot of offensive linemen.
Mm-hmm.
Through 6 practices, do you feel like you've got the horses in place to keep the tradition going?
Yeah, and I think that with having Coach Funk here is a big deal, but I think there's some new guys, but there's a lot of veteran guys that have played in a lot of games too. So I feel good about the group that's there and the talent that's there and the way they're working. I really feel good about it 2 deep, and it's just a matter of competing and getting the young guys kind of up to where we want them to be. But yeah, there's plenty of talent to definitely get the starters. It's just about the next 5.
We were talking to Caden about the defensive line, so let's talk about them a little bit. What do you see as they've talking about being more aggressive, how he feels like that actually makes things easier to some extent?
Yeah, I think Sione Paul has done a great job with the interior D-line. Obviously being disruptive and getting in the backfield. I know you guys saw the end of practice, and that was stopping the run. It all starts with those guys in the inside, and K-Pop's doing a great job with the D-ends. And so when you get that done, it starts up front first, and then makes the job easier for the backers. And we have some guys that are young and new to the linebacking room, and so obviously with Ben and Max not playing in spring, it's their chance to step up. But I've been really impressed with Tyler Batty's done some really good things in spring. It's just way further ahead than I thought he would be, and he's starting to really come into his own. And I don't usually talk about individuals, but I think he's a guy that stands out quite a bit, and Isaiah Biden now is doing a great job too. So, and then you put in all the other guys that are in the mix, Blake Mangelson and Ice Moa and Newton, and there's quite a bit of guys, Michael Daly, guys that we can think can get us some valuable reps and get that DN position really solid.
In terms of the quarterbacks, do you want to have a clear depth chart coming out of spring, or would you wait until summer to kind of figure that out?
Yeah, I think we kind of have an idea. Maybe I'd be able to answer the question a little bit more next week, and when I say I don't answer, I'm gonna have A-Rod answer that. That's easier for him to do it. But we feel good about the talent there. It's just, again, it's who's gonna step up and be the guys, and the that's gonna get the 2 and 3 reps. That's gonna be the key.
On the defensive install, you said the offense was ahead naturally because of the continuity of coaches. How do you feel about it 2 weeks
Now,
in, 6
yeah,
reps?
defense made a huge step forward, and I think Jay and the defense coach has done an amazing job getting the most out of their guys. But it's also a lot of install and not what our players are used to, but they're starting to become more comfortable with the technique and the scheme that we're asking them to execute. And so I'm really excited about what I'm seeing, especially today. Today was I think, a huge step forward for our defense. And we've had some battles this week with the live work back and forth from offense and defense, and that's how it's supposed to look.
We talked to both Chase and Keaton about the kind of the chess phenomenon in the locker room. I don't know if you're involved in that or not, Kalani, but the benefit of that, it seems like it could have an intellectual benefit as well as just that camaraderie benefit of those types of things. How important is it for teams to have things like the chess phenomenon that's going on right now?
Yeah, I think it goes in phases. There's a ping pong. There's all this stuff that they do. But all I care about is the guys hanging out together. I think the chess phenomenon happens when a bunch of guys think they're good at chess, challenge others, and then they kind of get together and compete. I don't really care what it is. They just love to be around each other, and that's a good sign for our program and our culture. We have some really good guys on this team, and they're great young men on the field and off the field. They do great jobs, but they're also really good friends and loyal to each other. So I like that they hang out together and love each other.
Any other questions?
Thanks, guys. Good luck in your bracket.